Well, hi, once again, it's me, Paul Zeidman. I'm the writer of the short film Shecky, and this is another one of our videos taking a look behind the scenes of putting this movie together. Crowdfunding is still going on Indiegogo, so please donate if you can. Every little bit really helps. We want to get this movie made and use the best people possible. And speaking of the best people possible, we've got the one of the co-leads here. He plays, well, I guess you'd call it the straight man role. It is a comedy, and this is actor Trevor Nagle. Trevor, it is so great to have you here today.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. So let's talk a little bit about Trevor Nagel, the actor. Were you like, a kid going to the theater and just like got bitten by the acting bug, or was it kind of like, you played a tree in high school and said, this is the life for me."
Yeah, I think a little bit more of the latter. I think I had an older brother who was very involved in middle school and high school in theater, and I kind of looked at what he was doing and thought it'd be kind of fun, and got involved in high school and college and did a lot of theater work. Never considered acting as a profession. Went off at that point after college and spent 15 years in the military, spent 10 years in the corporate world and in academia, and came back to the acting pursuit kind of as a way to kind of dive back into creativity after so many years kind of outside of anything that was creative. And really started acting professionally about 8.5 years ago. Went full time pretty much at the beginning of the pandemic and have been full time ever since.
Wow, that's great. Have you had a lot of experience? We were talking before we started recording that you've done a lot of short films, like you've acted in some, you've even like, produced and made some yourself. What has been your experience with short films? Is it like something you encourage all actors should take part in?
Yeah, I think both from an acting perspective and from a production perspective, because it's such a kind of fertile ground for learning about filmmaking. And again, that's on both sides, in front of the camera and behind. I love short films. I think partly because I think in many ways they're harder to write a good short film
Hmm.
and harder to tell a story in that short format.
Hmm.
And so when you accomplish that, it's almost I think for me a feeling of greater accomplishment because it is such a challenging dynamic. I mean, I have found numerous people who can, write a 60-page script or a 100-page script, but ask them to write a 10-page script and they can't do it
Yeah.
because it's really challenging. Um, and so, yeah, and it's great. And I think the other aspect that I really love, particularly as an actor, is that there's such creativity um, in the independent short film genre that I think sometimes it is we're not limited to kind of the traditional marketing within
Mm.
Hollywood models that are out there. And so you really get to be involved with projects that people are so passionate about because of the project itself, as opposed to the business aspect
Yeah,
of
like a big studio feature
yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly, exactly. And I've done those as well, and I've done Netflix shows and things like that. And those are really interesting as well. But there's just something about getting involved in these kind of grassroots independent projects that is it's just absolutely exciting and ultimately rewarding.
Oh, that's great. Kind of hopefully, fingers crossed, rewarding and fulfilling.
Sure.
You're now involved with putting on this short film, Shecky. What was it that attracted you to the role? Yes, I wrote the script, and it's great to hear that you liked it. But like, what was it about the story and or the characters that just like said, "Oh, I want to be involved with this"?
Well, I think as a starting point, there was really two things. The first is taking kind of that horror genre that we've all seen in a lot of different formats, and taking and putting that comedic spin on it. That really came through the first time I read the script. Was this really is a funny story, and it really is well crafted. The other thing, quite honestly, was I've worked with Allie in the past and am unbelievably impressed with her abilities as as a director. And so I have always told Allie, if you bring something and you say this is a good project, first of all, I'll read it instantly. And second, um, I'll be on board right away. So kudos to you for having her on this team as well. And I think it was really the combination of those two things that pretty quickly sold me on this opportunity.
Well, that's fantastic. And one of the other things we were talking about earlier was that because of your really diverse acting experience, that you don't usually get to play the straight man. You've always been kind of more like, the bad guy, or not necessarily the antagonist, but, someone with like a darker side. And this is almost the total opposite of that.
Yeah, it totally is, and that's always something that as an actor I'm looking for is the opportunities to kind of play a different type of character. And like you said, I tend to play a lot of darker, sometimes outright evil characters, which are a lot of fun too, and challenging. But to have the opportunity to take on the role of Jack here, it is such a different type of role that it's just it's kind of a breath of fresh air
No.
as an actor. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's really great to hear. So, I've had conversations with Allie Mae, our director, and she's talked about what she wants to do with the film once it's completed, a couple of festivals. What is it that you would like to do? I mean, do you want to use this? Do you want to add it to your reel? Do you think like, this is a really a good way to showcase I'm even more, I have an even bigger range as an actor?
It's interesting. There's always an aspect of kind of my own self-promotion and marketing in any role that I take. And that's certainly there because I don't have, a ton of clips and reels in this genre. So there is that part. But I think more importantly for me is just being involved
Hmm.
in the story making medium and process and getting that story out to audiences that are going to really appreciate it. And whether that's through the festival circuit or any other way, being a part of that storytelling team,
Mhm.
that's more rewarding for me and ultimately more of why I involve myself in these projects or pretty much any project than the marketing side
Mhm.
of it. I mean, I'm not going to deny that there's um, sure I'll take clips and use them, uh, but for me that's ultimately less important than telling a great story and getting it out to audiences that are really going to kind of grasp hold of it and appreciate for what it is.
Yeah, well, that is exactly what we're hoping to do with this short film. And again, the crowdfunding's still going on. It's Indiegogo, and just type in Shecky, SHECKY. Trevor, we want to definitely involve you with all of our marketing promotional materials. So where can people find you? Like, what is your social media presence?
Yeah, more than anything is Instagram. Trevor Nagle underscore actor is my Instagram. I'm on TikTok, but more of those tend to be kind of more personal uh, level. There's nothing private about it. It's out there. I'm on Facebook as well. Pretty easy to find. But those are the primary avenues for me.
Okay, that is great. So this has been Trevor Nagle. He is one of the co-leads in the short film Shecky that we are currently doing a crowdfunding for. It's on Indiegogo. Just type in Shecky and you'll find all the links that you need. Again, every little bit helps, so whatever you can throw in, we're not going to say no. Trevor, thanks so much for being here.
I appreciate it, Paul.
My pleasure. All right, don't forget Indiegogo, Shecky, donate! Exclamation point.